Congratulations. If you're watching this video, you've made it through to the last of our 5 graphic design rules. Today we're talking about the rule of dominance. Here's your last notes. The rule of dominance says that we need to make the most important thing in our design the biggest thing in our design. Go big or go home. When you make something dominant in your design, it says to the reader, hey, look here. Tells you where to start. And then those other rules, like alignment and contrast, they grab their eye and say, now look over here. Now follow this down to here. And it moves your eye around the page. But dominance is the main thing that tells the reader what they need to look at first. This is probably the easiest of the 5 designs rules. It's pretty simple to understand. Make it big. In this example, you've got this big photo. In magazine ads, usually they'll use a photo that goes all the way to the edge of the page. But the dominance here is this headline, run faster. Boom. Look at how much bigger the headline is than the rest of the text. They know that you might not even read the rest of the text. They've only got a couple seconds to grab your eye, so they do it with this photo that's kind of, actually it's kind of rude. She's going to dump this guy because he's too slow. He's going, hey, wait for me. And she says, you got the wrong shoes, buddy. I'm going to find someone who's faster. Wow. Harsh. But the dominant headline grabs your attention. If the only thing you see as you're going through there is run faster and their logo, well, they've kind of done their job. This is a whole series of like bus stop ads with big butts. And obviously the photo is very dramatic, grabs your attention, and then their logo for their ad campaign for Beautiful City. And it's a campaign that grabs people's attention with the, people's butts in your faces, and then for Beautiful City. And then you can read the text. Now the text here is not that big, but because of the contrast, your eye is drawn to it. Because of the alignment with the logo for Beautiful City, you read clean after your dog. It's very simple. And if you can't quite understand what they are trying to say, what they're saying is if people in their city will clean up after their dogs, we get more butts to look at. I don't know how I feel about that as a ad campaign and as a message to put out there, but that's what they're saying. But it is a good example of how dominance can grab your attention in a design. Now, things that can be dominant, images like in the last one, text, 18. Boom, grabs my attention. It's the first thing I see. It's the biggest thing I see. Now they're also using contrast to stand out from the blue. They're using alignment. There's a lot of good design happening here, but the big 18 jumps out. Just like this guy grabs my attention. As far as the design of this whole page goes, I don't think it's that great, but this big old cougar jumping out at me, grabs my attention. Same with this one. Now, while we're here looking at this one, let's look at this cool logo. If you've never seen the logo of the Tour de France, check it out. It's pretty cool. The font is fun to begin with, kind of a funky, scratchy looking font. But the word tour, the U is a bike seat. The R is a man, or, well, are there women that do the Tour de France? Probably, huh? It's a bicyclist. There's this sun that actually is the front wheel of the bike. The O in tour is the back wheel of the bike. Pretty cool. I like it. This is an example. This is a bad example of dominance. There's 3 images here. They're all kind of the same size. I mean, this image with the helmet goes the whole, page in the background. But really, it looks like a helmet. And then this picture of the guy running, and then these guys. And they're all kind of the same size. There's not a real sense of a dominant photo. You should have one photo that's obviously the one you want me to look at first. They do have a dominant headline, though. That stands out. All right. Now this, actually, we're going to save this. We're going to use this in the video review that we'll do before the quiz. We'll do a review in a Google Meet on Wednesday. So if you want to join in there, we can go over the test and I'll give you a good idea what's going on. And I'll also, if you don't make the Google Meet, have a recording of the review as well. Let's look at a couple more examples of dominance that I found. Look at that dominant graphic, 56%. Bam, that jumps out at me. Now, it makes me kind of wonder, what? 56%. Are you wearing a mask? 56% of what? And then they used the contrast to make this stand out. 56% of infections are caused by respiratory drops when someone coughs or sneezes. Are you wearing a mask? Oh, I see. Very dominant. Look at this boy. Look at this. Look at that cutie. He is all up in my face. It could have been a picture of this, what is that? Is that a beluga whale? I don't know. He could have been far away, and it would have been the same whale, but not nearly as dramatic. He is right up in my face. And then it says, buy straws that will never reach the ocean. Find them at Mercado Libre. I don't know what kind of straws those are. Maybe paper straws. I don't know. Maybe metal straws. But we're going to save this cutie right there by not using plastic straws. Now this one's a dominant graphic. This really jumps out. Here, these are hops that are used to make beer, but they drew them so that they look like lungs, kind of like, the what is that called? The trachea? I don't even know. The breathing tube going down to your lungs. It's a good thing this isn't a science class. The type is really small. They really use this dominance to grab your attention, and then contrast and alignment and other things make you still want to read this down here. Good beer is like air. You can't live without it. So these hops are just like your lungs. I don't know how I feel about that message, but it's a good design. And then look at this dominant headline. Holy cow. That is going to grab your attention from a mile away. We men, women. Probably loses a little bit, I think, in the translation, but I like the alignment. I like the contrasting colors, but we're looking at this in terms of the dominant headline. You're going to grab my attention and make me want to read more because of that dominant headline. All right, guys, that's it. The next time I talk to you, we're going to be going over all 5 rules, so have your notes ready, and we'll be getting ready for the design quiz. All right, that's it. Take care.